The doctor's on her way in, so you're gonna have to hold it. Hold what? What are you fucking talking about right now? Hold what? My baby? You think I can hold my baby again?
Please don't kill my vibe. Taking flights cause I'm trying to live my life. Cause I found out that you're really in my type.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony and this is All Good Vibes TV. Today we're gonna be talking about my labor and delivery story. It's gonna be about Ty. He is my little child. Yes, I know. I was gonna do it in order with my firstborn, then my middle child, then my last. But we're gonna start with my middle child because, to be honest, his is about the funniest one that I know for numerous reasons. But every time I tell the story, it's hilarious. So I'm just gonna go with that one. But let's go ahead and get right on into it, shall we? Alright. So this all started on August 26, 2019. I was 8.5 months pregnant, and I remember standing in the doorway. I woke up, everything was great. Did my normal routine with all the kids. Then all of a sudden, I got stuck in the doorway. Like, it felt like he was pushing down. Like, he was sitting low already, but it was like he was pushing down. And I'm like, son, are you trying to break my water? Like, it's not that time, son. It's not that time. I'm only 34 weeks. You have to wait at least until I'm 37 to decide you want to come out. So I'll be full term. He decided, no. So he kept pushing down, and I was stuck in the doorway like this. Okay, and I was holding on to both sides. I had my legs spread, I had my arms out, and I'm just standing there, and I'm like, oh my God, he gonna break my water. He did not break my water at that time. So, what went about my day as usual, normal. Husband came home from work, blah, 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 and we were sitting on the bed. He got up to do something, and my son got up to go out and play with his cousins. And I remember reaching over. I was watching Criminal Minds. I reached over to grab a snack, okay, or a drink or something. You know, you have snacks and drinks on the side of your bed when you're pregnant. I have snacks and drinks on the side of my bed, and I'm not pregnant. Okay. Don't judge me. Judge your mom. Okay. Literally, I reached over to grab the snack or a drink or whatever off the side of my bed, and all of a sudden I heard this sound. Now, it wasn't like my other son. It was like, and it just started flowing out of me. All the amniotic fluid just flew. This was like just leaking everywhere, right? So I'm like, I know you didn't. So my husband turns around. He's like, what? And I said, I think he just broke my water. And he said, what? Because, you know, I'm early, 34 weeks. And I stood up out the bed, and little do you know, he definitely did, because it was a waterfall. I do mean waterfall. It was like the movies, like they said, the puddle. It was exactly like that. It was everywhere. And unlike my first son, I decided there's no use in changing your clothes because it's just gonna get wet. So I stood there. My husband, I remember exactly what he did at that exact moment. He grabbed the door handle. He threw it open. Mind you, my mother-in-law and my sisters were in the kitchen area, which is right before, well, the bedroom is right here, and then you go out and then you turn, and the kitchen is right there. Literally, he threw the door open and ran, because he had to run down the street to tell my brother-in-law that he was going to the hospital because I am going to have a baby. So he just threw the door open and left me there. And so my mother-in-law was like, what is going on? Because he just ran out the house. And so she walks past and sees me standing there with my legs spread and liquid falling out of me. And I was like, yeah, my water just broke. And she said, oh, it's time. So then she gets stuff ready for me because I hadn't packed a bag. Not one bag. Not one thing was in a bag. I was just there, okay, at that point. We were not prepared at all. And we had a baby. We know what happens around this time, but we thought that we had more time. So we was like, oh, this weekend we're going to get all the stuff and we're going to pack the bag. Didn't make it to the weekend. Did not. I think it was a Wednesday when that happened. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. One of them. Did not make it to Friday. Okay. She helped me into my sweatpants because I didn't want to have pants on when the paramedics arrived or whatever. Because we took the ambulance because the tire had just blown on the car and we didn't make it to tire shop before they closed. So we didn't have a way to the hospital. I'm like, okay. So we called the ambulance. They finally came and showed up. Like, are you sure your water broke? How far along are you? I'm like, I'm 34 weeks. I'm pretty sure my water broke. And then I moved the towel because I was sitting on the towel on the couch. And they could see that my pants were soaked. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure my water broke. And so they're like, oh. So we got an ambulance. We left. And on the way there, I started feeling like mild contractions. See, it was way different than my first son. So I was automatically like, I feel like contractions already. You know, that's weird. But I'm just go with it. And I said, I think I'm going to be in pain this time. And she said, huh? I said, I think I'm going to be in pain this time. She said, yeah, you're in labor. I said, no, my first time I was in labor, I wasn't in pain for a long time. But this time, I pretty much feel like I'm going to be in pain. And she was like, oh, okay. And we get to the hospital. They go do the little normal triage rundown. They take me to weigh me, do my blood pressure, check and make sure that, well, they knew that my water broke. This time they didn't swab me or anything. They just knew my water broke. When I got off the gurney, it was soaked from like up my back all the way down to like mid knee. So they knew I was gonna have this baby. They allowed my husband to come back or whatever, and we sat in the triage room, the MEU room, evaluation room, whatever you want to call it, the room. We sat there for I don't know how long. The lady was like, well, it seems like you might be in labor. It's progressing slowly, I guess, because we're not seeing any contractions. Now, mind you, I know I'm having contractions. I can feel them. I'm like, no, I'm having contractions like every 3 minutes. I know that what's going on. Like, I don't know whether y'all got this monitor in the right place or what, but I'm feeling these contractions. And she was a student, so I was just like, go get somebody else, please. Go get somebody else, okay? Because I'm having contractions. The other lady comes in and said, we're moving you to labor and delivery. At this time, now, my water broke around 8:45-ish, somewhere around there. At this time, it's about maybe like 10 o'clock. So they're like, oh, we're going to move you to labor and delivery. I'm like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. I'm in pain. I don't really care. And I'm trying to breathe through. So they finally move us to labor and delivery. The nurse comes in and she puts my IV in. And she puts it, I think, in my arm right here. She puts it in on my arm. And not my hands. You will understand that the next video about my first son's labor and delivery story. Why I said not my hands. But anyway, she puts it in my arm, like right here somewhere. She found a vein, she put it in there, it was good. She puts the monitor on me, and immediately she sees that I'm having a ripple effect of fucking contractions. She's like, oh wow, your contractions are really close. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's what I told the other lady. And she just took me off the monitor and said that they weren't really seeing anything. So clearly they monitor don't work over there. So they need to get that checked. But my contractions were really close. And at that time, I think they were still about 3 minutes apart. Which is close, guys. It is close. And then my mother-in-law and my mother showed up. And they had our son with them. And they sat there for a while with us. They were talking to us and all of these things. I'm like, yeah. I was so irritated. I didn't want nobody to talk to me. Like, everybody kept talking to me. I was on FaceTime with my best friend. Hey, bestie. Hey, Keith. I was on FaceTime with her the whole time. Or, y'all don't call it FaceTime because it was Facebook. We was on the call. We was looking at each other face to face. God damn it, it's FaceTime, whatever. No iPhone, okay? I don't have an iPhone. She has an iPhone. I don't care. I'm an Android user, okay? Click off if you want to. Don't click off. Don't be rude. That's bogus. Listen to the damn story. Okay, anyway, so I was on FaceTime with her, and all of them, not my husband, okay? This is why I love my husband, okay? We are here when it comes to things like this. He understands. Leave it the fuck alone, okay? So my mother-in-law, my mother, and my best friend are saying, breathe, Ebony, breathe. So is the nurse. You have to breathe, Miss Thomas. You know how angry that makes a pregnant person when they think they're breathing because they're alive? So automatically you assume that you're breathing. I'm breathing. It hurts. They're like, you're holding your breath every time you get a contraction. They hurt. I'm trying to brace myself. Okay? I don't recognize that I'm holding my breath. I just know that I am in pain. So let me do what I'm doing to get through the pain. I wanted to wait 4 hours before getting the epidural. I said I want to go through the pain for 4 hours at least. I was in labor with my first son for 18 hours. So I was like, 4 hours is a good little, good little distance. I can do 4 hours of laboring, and then I'll get my epidural and I'll be fine. So yeah, I do the go through the flow. In pain. Everybody's telling me breathe. Everybody's telling me calm down. My husband's rubbing me, which is the only thing that helped. I literally tell everybody to shut up because, like, literally, I did not want to be rude or disrespectful, but they were irking me. I got off the phone with my best friend. I was like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. And she was like, okay, and we hung up. I was so sick and tired of everybody talking to me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Stop talking. I was just trying to focus on the pain. It was so horrible. I was trying to focus on the pain. I realized it's almost 4 hours. I should go ahead and get my epidural. So I asked the lady, because at this point, all I'm doing is holding on to that side of that bed and holding on to my husband's hand. And I'm literally turning and tossing and twisting and crunching because it is terrible. The feeling is fucking terrible. Like, I just no, I was stabbed by the devil's staff in my back and in my front. I'm sure of it, because the pain was just excruciating. There's no words to describe it. It was fucking excruciating. That is the word that I'm going to use. That does not give it justice. Just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, so went through that, and I actually asked my nurse finally and said, hey, I want the epidural now. Yes, please stab me in my back with something, anything that'll cure this, because at this point I swear I'm gonna go crazy. Just stab me in my back, please. And she was like, you sure you're ready for it? Don't ask me no more questions, just do it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna call the people. So she calls the anesthesiologist, and they come in. The man comes in around, I don't know, I think it was about maybe 8 minutes later or whatever. And I'm still tossing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I'm like, oh no. Literally, that's what I said. Oh no. And my husband looks at me, I'm like, what? And the nurse looks at me and she says, you feel like you gotta poop? And I said, yeah. Literally, that was my response. Yeah. At this point, I don't even care about the pain. I already know what's going down. Not the pain. I know what's gonna happen. I already know. I felt like I was gonna poop myself. I felt like I literally had to take the biggest dump of my life. That's what it felt like. I wanted to relieve myself so bad. My husband's like, well, maybe you really do have to poop. And I'm like, no. That means that it's time to push. So she was like, yeah, I'm just gonna check you. And she was like, oh, you're at a 9. Right? That's what she said. You're at a 9. So then the anesthesiologist was like, so can we still do the epidural? She was like, yo, maybe we could just roll her on the side and you can do it. I'm like, oh great, they're still gonna try it. Okay. Because I really needed some medicine. Like, I was I was there. I was past the point of the limits of insanity. Okay, I had reached the level of insane. I was there. As y'all can see, it's dark outside. No, I didn't make it dark. My camera died. I did not know that. I finished the story and everything, and apparently I was just talking to myself. Well, I'm talking to myself now, but you get what I'm saying. Y'all didn't get the video. Y'all didn't get the ending. So, I had to come back and redo the ending. I remember leaving off with, they told me I could roll over. The nurse told me I could roll over. And I was like, okay, great. The anesthesiologist is like, let's do it, right? So he's gonna get ready to do everything. And then the nurse comes back in and she's like, wait, let me check you one more time. So she checks me again and she says, you're at a 10, mama. You're gonna have to push. I said, what? At this point, I'm losing my fucking mind. Because I'm like, I legit do not want to push baby out of my vagina with no medication. You're going to have to stick me in the back of that needle. Like, now. Like, right now. I will roll over my damn self. And you can do it. She's like, no, we can't do it. It's too late. You can't have the epidural. I'm like, you're kidding. You're kidding. And so she's like, well, maybe we could just give you a shot in your vagina. Now listen to this. Think about it. How I'm feeling right now, if somebody told me that I needed to get a shot in my vagina, I'd be like, hell no, great. It's not happening. At that point in time, I was like, shoot it up. You better shoot it 2-3 times, okay? Because at this point, I need to feel nothing. She looked down there and she said, oh, his head is in the way, so I can't give you the shot in your vagina. At this point, I'm pissed off at her. I'm like, I'm in pain and you're lying to me. Like, you're telling me that I can get all these things that I can't get. It's like, stop suggesting shit. Okay, at this point, you're suggesting shit that I can't have, and it's pissing me the fuck off. I'm in pain. I am gonna give birth to a baby naturally. And I did not want to do any of that shit. Okay, I didn't want to feel the pain, and I didn't want to give birth to a baby naturally. So, I'm like, okay. Alright, so now I can't have anything. And you're telling me I'm gonna have to give birth to this baby naturally. One of my fucking nightmares. like, that is one of the most scariest parts about having a baby. I was like, I was hoping that I wouldn't have to go through that ever. Like, I would never be too late to get the epidural. So I'm like, okay. I look at my husband. He looks at me, and I almost break down into tears. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. There's no way. You know what? We should just clip it, tie it up. I should go close my legs and we can go home, because I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm done. I don't want to do this. This is not happening. I'm not going to get this birth to this baby with no fucking medication. It's not happening. I gave birth to that baby naturally. Ty is here. Okay. But at the time, I was like, I cannot. No. That's not happening. My husband is like, you can do it. You got this. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, you ain't the one that gotta push it out. Okay? Stop telling me that I can do these things that I can't do. Okay? Goodness. Because I just can't do it. I have a low pain tolerance. Everybody that knows me knows that I have a low pain tolerance. I really felt like I could not do that. I can't say I cannot do it now. I can do it, apparently, because I did it. But I survived, guys. I did not die. So I was very proud of myself for not dying. That was the scariest part about it. Was I thought I was gonna fucking die. But I survived. I'm here. Hello. And So so the lady was like, all right, you're gonna scoot down, mama, you're gonna have to push. I'm like, okay, all right, sure, guess I'm gonna push. So I scoot down. I am literally in tears at this point because I am so fucking scared. So I scoot down. I'm crying, just laying there with my head back. I'm trying to focus in on the pain. I'm like, all right, we're finna do this. She's like, all right, mama, we're finna get ready to push. I'm like, okay, great. Then she tells me, wait, no, the doctor's on her way in. The what? The doctor's on her way in, so you're gonna have to hold it. Hold what? What are you fucking talking about right now? Hold what? My baby? You think I can hold my baby in? Are you fucking kidding me? She's like, just close your legs for a second, mama. Just hold it in. It's okay. You can do it. No, the fuck I can. First, you guys think that I can give birth to this baby naturally. Then you guys tell me that I need to hold the baby in. What the fuck do y'all think I am, a superwoman? I was just like, what? So the doctor finally comes. She makes it, and apparently I hold the baby. But I definitely was gonna. If she didn't come in at the time that she was coming in, I was gonna give birth to that baby by my damn self. Husband, go down there and catch the child, please, son. Sir, cause that ain't gonna, I don't know what the fuck they talking about. You catch the baby, we clip the cord. At this point, we the doctors. Shit, cause I was not, I wasn't gonna be able to hold the baby in for too long. So, but she came in, they put the little gown on under her gloves on, and she walked over. And she, I don't even know why the fuck she came, because she didn't even give birth to my goddamn child. She had the student, the male student, give birth to my goddamn baby. The student is sitting here, she's sitting right here. She's coaching him through it when she need to be coaching me, because I'm the one that's fucking freaking out, and I'm the one that got the fucking push, okay? But she's coaching him. She's like, all right, we're gonna crown the baby, or, you know, they put the hand around the baby's head or whatever, and they put the little liquid on, so, and put it all over your area so that you don't tear as much. So, yeah, so I'm like, okay, whatever, cool, whatever. And I start pushing. They like push it with every contraction. It only took 3 pushes for my son to come out. The first one was a regular push. The second one was a half push because they made me stop mid-push. And then the third one, he popped out. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, the worst part of the labor was the contractions. Pushing actually relieved the pain that I was feeling. I was shocked that it relieved pain when I was pushing, and once it came out, I didn't feel anything. I was a little sore, but other than that, I mean, I'm sore when I have the epidural, so the soreness was usual, but I wasn't in any type of pain at all. So I was like, oh, okay. But I did. I'm Superwoman. I did it. I had a baby, naturally. Boom. Check off my list. Never doing that fucking again. If I get the chance to ever get epidural, I'm going to fucking get it immediately. I found that out too. Why did they wait 4 hours into me fucking having the child to tell me that, oh, you can get epidural at any time. It doesn't matter when you get it. It's, you can, you know, we can keep refilling it, and you'll just have it until you have your baby. Are you fucking kidding me? Why the fuck did y'all let me go through all of that? And y'all could have told me that I could have got it at any time, not just, you know. But that's neither here nor there. I had my baby naturally. He is here. He is healthy. I am happy, and we are great. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thumbs down if you didn't. It's fine. I can take criticism. The thumbs down will tell me that I suck. I'll cry a little bit in the corner and I'll get the fuck over. But no, seriously. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as we say on this channel, it's all about the vibes. Okay? And, you know, come back and enjoy another video. And I have plenty more. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. You know, subscribe, hit the bell, set it to all. Make sure that you get all of my posts, all of my videos, because I promise you I get better and better every time I try. Okay, I'm not the best, clearly, as you know, but I'm a new YouTuber. These things happen. I will get better. I will get more relaxed, and I ain't going nowhere. So either you watch it or you watch it, period. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye.